Gotcha.
Yes, yes. So we are live, family. Welcome back to another Sunday dinner with the High Vibe Tribe. As y'all know, we love to be here for y'all.
Yes, yes, yes. Peace, peace, family. Peace. Always great to have each and every one of you join us as the high vibe comes and share each and every Sunday. We're cooking up something today. Cooking up. We're cooking up, and we see the bearded man with the red with a hat, so we know what we're cooking up today. Talking about the
Yeah,
lies and the deceptions of this this character they
yeah,
call they guess Santa Claus, Christmas.
yeah. This lie of a system.
So much, to be uh, to keep you in a loop, you on a hamster wheel, to keep you running in a circle, to keep you always spending.
Yes, that's
You
like the
know.
main. That's the
So
main thing
welcome,
too.
welcome once again to the High Vibe Tribe Sunday dinner. It's commercialized. It's commercialized. What is it? They took away from, and I can't say they take away from, because when you go back into history with Constantine and where it all began and how the religion formulated and how they integrated their pagan worships and stuff like that with um with our spirituality more so than it was religion, was our spirituality, our spiritual practices. They decided to integrate their pagan worship with it to keep us in a loop. Because one of the things they say, if I can't get them, if you can't beat them, join them.
Yes, yes,
So they couldn't beat us, so they joining us. They brought a lot of their pagan stuff inside of it. It's just like the same when you think about the story of Solomon that they gave us. Solomon, because of all of the wives he took on, one of the things is each wife he took came with a different religious practice. So apply that to the church today. Apply that to Christianity or religion today. Everyone came with their various practice and put it all in one big pot, a soup or gumbo. You understand whatever you want to call it. And so they cook up their own concoction and their own spell and have people bound all of these hundreds of years, thousands of years later, still running around on a hamster wheel, fighting and defending because they really wouldn't take the time to study to
yeah.
see exactly the origin of where these things together and took place.
That's right. And you know, this system has been so good at systematically manipulating people's minds and perceptions that we've got so
Yeah.
much, what's the word I'm looking for, like dependent, that's the right word. We've got so
Yeah,
dependent on the
yeah,
system that we'll fight to defend it. You know, we will fight to say that, well, this holiday is to, is in reference or is in celebration of our Lord and Savior, and they won't even do the research, you know.
you won't do the research. But I think about it, they're saying it's in reference of the our Lord and Savior, but don't buy them a gift.
Yeah,
See what happened. You see
right.
the true, you understand. Don't, don't cook. Don't say you don't cook during the season. All that. don't do something. Don't go caroling. Don't decorate your house.
Yeah,
Don't go to the big mass on that Sunday morning or that Christmas morning, and then you really see, is it really about the season, or is it really about Christ,
yeah,
or is it really about the rules, the ceremonies, and the rituals?
yeah. And here's the thing too. What are we teaching our children? Because they, what you ask them what Christmas means, they're gonna say presents. You know what I mean? They ain't gonna say nothing about
Presents, yeah.
they, you know. And it's like
Yes,
they
and
got us, they got us
Jesus
bamboozled.
buried
It's
in it.
a job.
No,
Mm,
presents. Yeah, I want an iPhone for Christmas. I want this for Christmas. I want beat boots. I want box. I want the next. I want this game, the next game. That's all they're thinking about. What you getting me? Even us sometimes as adults, we gotta get caught up and say, "What you getting me for Christmas?"
yeah, yeah. What can you
Seriously,
do for me? It's what it's turned
seriously.
into.
Hmm.
Yeah. They don't realize that all their
Yeah,
money is going to these big corporations
you know.
who are stepping and bleeding
So
them
we
dry.
get caught up.
Mhm.
Yes, it's commercialized. When you look at, for me, when you look at the origin of it, of this season, it is the same thing what they doing now, and we just become more advanced. It was about the return of the sun, the Saturn. It was the road. It was about the giving of gifts. It was about the cutting down of trees and making oats and making vows and all these different things. It was never about the Christ consciousness.
Yeah.
People try to stick born in a manger and all these different. Yeah. You understand me?
Oh yeah. Absolutely. 1000%.
You
You
know,
are correct.
it's all about the solar return.
Shout out to Catty Cat in the
You know,
chat. Said hi.
and
Hello.
so those who, hey, okay, greetings, greetings, greetings. You know, yeah, welcome, welcome. It's always good to have you. You know, doing well on this side, doing well in this beautiful country called Kenya in the midst of this summertime here and the heat. Oh gosh, it's hot. Summer, summer, summertime. So and that's another thing, right? According to what they tell us, this Christ consciousness, this Jesus was born in a manger and was born, what you call this,
Hmm.
in Jerusalem and stuff like that. It wasn't in the winter. It was a summertime. Because even now, we are in our summer. From here in Kenya, go all the way up. Even if you go to Kairos, you go to all these different places. They're in the summertime. They're not in the winter.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a
You
fact.
know, so we really, a lot of people really, what you call, lie to, hoodwink, bamboozle. Me, I sing the song. You hear you. I think you heard me say before.
Hmm.
It's the most. Oh, oh goodness! It cost me to just put my head. That's the Christmas is the time for stealing. You understand this?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
this is when you think you're getting a sale, you think you're getting a deal, you get hoodwinked, bamboozled, tricked.
Hmm.
What used to cost what used to cost $1 now costs $20. What used to cost $20 costs 200.
Yeah. Yeah. Tis this
Ah,
time.
my people, we gotta
Yeah, we gotta wake up for sure. You know, tis this time for
wake up. We
stealing,
gotta wake up.
for
That's it there.
spending,
Christmas.
and and for for what the big one for me is
Christmas
the
time, this
trampling
is
that's
time for
going on.
stealing.
You know, people are being trampled and losing their lives over this holiday, and I find that interesting.
Yep. Yeah. Because they put such emphasis on it. I understand. I appreciate the spending time with family. I just appreciate the being able to sit around and talk old stories and all that different stuff. That there is what you do. Kudos to you. All the best. Keep on doing it. Keep on using this time to get together with your family, love on your family, spend time with your family and stuff like that. Alchemize the time. You understand? But my thing is not to get caught up in the other aspect of it. Putting yourself in debt, going and taking loans. You
Hmm.
understand? To go and purchase gifts for people, for children who can play with something for 2 minutes and then the next couple of days you find it trampled on, pull apart,
Yeah.
broken. No, we have to learn how we have to pull our children out of this matrix now of making them to, but I know for me, I'm grateful that I taught my children a long time ago um the truth behind the season and stuff like that, you understand? And I said one of the things I said to them, okay, they tell us Christmas is the Messiah's birthday. How is it on somebody else's birthday? I come to your party spec. It's your birthday party.
Yeah.
And instead of bringing you a gift, I'm coming expecting a gift from you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's your birthday.
Yeah.
How is it it's somebody else's birthday, but we're expecting gifts on somebody else's birthday?
Right. Hmm.
Make it make sense.
Yeah.
Make it make sense.
That's that classic, children's type mentality too, because kids go to parties they don't understand, right? So are we children? Are we the adults of this world? Are we children that we don't understand that it's someone else's birthday? If that, let's say, for everything about this holiday was absolutely true and real, okay, this is his birthday, right?
Yeah.
Like what you said, why are we getting upset because this child has a present? I've seen kids act like this all the time. They'd be at a birthday party and be like, I
Mhm.
want presents. And it's like, you just had a birthday. Or they're like, your birthday comes in a couple more
It's not your
months.
birthday.
Like,
Yeah.
the parents constantly got to explain to the child who's attending the party that this is not their day, right? So, but this is
Yeah.
why we have so many entitlement issues running around here. People that are mentally disabled.
Boy, that's another story in itself. That's a whole topic by itself.
Yeah,
Entitlement.
yeah, facts. And they feel entitled to this holiday, like, and it is because we were all raised and brought up on this ideology that you know
Hmm.
Christmas is a time to be giving, and every day is a day for giving. Let's keep it
Yep.
100. Let's keep it funky. You know, every day is a day for
Every
giving.
day we should do something. We should do something for someone other than ourselves.
Yeah,
Yes, to
you
for
know,
yourself. I'm not doing it for yourself, but you should always be willing to do something for somebody. Let's put a smile on somebody else's face. Take care of the widows, the orphans, the less fortunate strangers that are among us that are downtrodden. Understand? If we could spend $10 on one coffee, my goodness,
yeah,
we could do something that $10 we could say, okay, this week instead of spending that $10 on a coffee for myself, go and purchase a salad from a salad bar for somebody else. So you understand?
hmm,
Or a lunch voucher or a breakfast voucher and give it out to this person or the next person or something like that.
yeah,
Or we know somebody in our neighborhood who's not doing full 100. You understand? They're down on, what do you say? We say they're down on their luck right now. There in Christ Church, there's somebody you could go and do something for other than just for yourself or your small corner. Me and my small corner, and you and
Yeah,
yours. No,
yeah.
we need to, yeah,
And you got the other
expand
thing.
our borders, man.
Yeah, the other thing is about this holiday is a lot of alcohol being sold, a lot of everything being sold, but a lot of
Yeah,
alcohol
I
being
love it.
sold. And now you mix the alcohol with their tradition of the what's that, the eggnog, and then
The
you got
eggnog and all the stuff. Yeah, the
family members
punch
who got
and all
old
of that.
grievances from 5 years ago. This Johnny didn't pay Sam or whatever back from and all that comes out at the party or at the and that's all I ever seen happening is just people using that time to
Yeah,
catch up with that family member they could
lash
never get a
out.
hold of. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, he gonna be
Mm,
at grandma's for the
the
Christmas party.
lash out, the lash out. Yeah,
Yeah,
the lash
it's
out.
it's insane.
Yeah. So
And yeah,
now,
my
what do we
people, we
do?
got to do better.
Yeah, change our thinking. Change our thinking, change our environment, change the way we do things. You understand? Change the way we see it now. See it from a high perspective. See it from a bird's eye view, eagle's eye. You know, not just seeing it down there like a chicken, this or a ostrich sticking your head in the sand and stuff like that. No, fly high and see from a higher perspective. See from this perspective. We all have our perspective. We all have our
Yeah,
viewpoint, our vantage point in terms of how we see things. But not because you see one side of the coin is the head, and I'm seeing the other side of the coin as the tail, doesn't mean it's not the same coin. You're
yeah,
just seeing it from a different perspective. And
facts.
so even with this season that we're in, yes, we're talking about the lies and deception from it, but from our own various perspective at the same time too. You, our listening audience, may have your perspective about it. Um, we're not here to beat up on anybody and call anybody out of character, but
Right.
to help to see it from various perspectives.
That's right.
Excuse me. You know,
That is right. Yeah, we
and
in
in
over.
and in love, and in love.
Yeah,
Do it from a place of love.
facts.
Some of our brothers that are there on the streets and stuff, they could be heard. We are the chosen people, and you know how dogmatic that some people can get. You understand? But if we give people our perspective from a viewpoint of love, it is more palatable, more able to listen to and digest, go and re-listen to it, and it's like, wow, okay, now I understand. Now I see from their perspective. Yes, they can still hold on to their perspective and go their way, but at least we said it in love, whereas now they were able to listen to what we had to say. Yeah.
Facts. Absolute facts.
And this first video, Santa holding his head, man. Oh goodness, what happened?
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, I love this picture too. It's like, why did I, or not like this kind of
Why
saying.
try to this? Yeah,
Yeah,
why?
this
Why
this
did I
picture
sign up
says
for
a
this?
lot.
That's the other thing.
Right, yeah. Why did I do this? Like, what am I doing? You know?
Mhm.
And yeah, this system that we live in, this matrix, is one of the biggest, in my opinion, the
Yeah.
biggest lie that we've ever been told, you know?
Yes.
And, we were told that, the God from the Bible is good, but yet
Uh-huh.
look at all the vengeful
He's,
acts that
he's
this
caused
God.
many deaths.
It took out so many vengeful acts. Oh, you're Sodom and Gomorrah, so
Yeah.
you need to be destroyed. you are this, so you need to be destroyed. Like you did more. That God did more,
Mhm.
killing and vengeful acts that I seen anyway. And then we wonder why so many people have a hard time forgiving. You know.
Accepting. Yeah. And forgiving and accepting because it's like you're allowing so many people to die. You're allowing so many this and the other things to happen and stuff like that. One, two, three, four different things. If you're so sovereign, you're so kind, and you're so loving, why are you not stopping these things?
Yeah. 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 Facts.
And that's where now studying to go deeper, then you get to understand some things even more, understand and overstand things even more. And then you won't become so frustrated. You won't become so downhearted and cast down and so depressed and so angry. Because a lot of people become angry after they see how so many things happening and our loving Father, our loving God, our loving Savior is not stepped in. And so when you go deeper and you really get into that realm, that dimension, that place where as you really understand it, you start to shred away, pull back all of that bitterness, all that hate, all that anger, all that frustration, and you start to live.
Yeah.
And that's what we call doing what? Shadow work,
Hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
because you start to see it on a whole different level. You start seeing it at a deeper dimension.
That's the whole point. Honestly, that's where we should be
Yeah,
getting to anyway, is shadow work. We need to be looking at ourselves,
yeah.
what's important to us. And that's when I realized I didn't have no business celebrating this. It wasn't for me. And,
Hmm.
and I thought to
Yeah.
myself, I said, if it was what they portray in the Hallmark movies and all that stuff, if it was about that, I'd have no problem, celebrating something wholesome like that. But
Yeah.
I started really doing the math and deep diving into the origins. It was like, no, this don't make no
Hmm.
sense. This ain't for me, because now you're performing the rituals all around the globe for
Yep.
mere few
Right in
people
your
to
face.
benefit from it.
Right in your face.
Yeah. So it's interesting. And this clip I got pulled up here is it's a little bit of a longer one, but I think it speaks volumes to what we really thought, what we know for facts,
Yeah.
and then what we're actually dealing with, as opposed to our
All
feelings
right.
about this whole thing, this whole situation.
Okay. If for any reason I dip out, I'll be dipping right back in. My phone would be I we have to be in between two devices.
Oh, yes, yes,
Giving
okay.
you heads up.
Yes, I understand. I
All
understand.
right. Go ahead.
The scam of Christmas, the shocking truth behind your favorite holiday. What's not to love about Christmas? The thrill of giving, sparkling lights, and cheerful music. However, underlying this happy facade lurks a network of unspoken realities that may cause you to reconsider your favorite holiday. We'll examine the history and commercialization of Christmas in detail in this piece, revealing some startling facts. Remember to subscribe and like. Let's get going now. Number 1. The Pagan Connection. Did you know that a lot of Christmas customs have non-Christian roots? To make the faith more palatable, early Christians appropriated aspects of pagan celebrations such as Yule and Saturnalia. These festivities, which included gift-giving, feasting, and home decor, are quite similar to what we now think of as Christmas customs. For example, pagan ceremonies honored nature and the changing seasons by using the evergreen tree. These traditions were marketed as a Christian festival over time, but their origins are different. Number 2. Why December 25th? The precise date of Jesus' birth is not mentioned in the Bible. Why December 25th then? Convenience overshadowed theological considerations in its selection. Around this period, the Roman Empire was already commemorating the birth of the sun god, Sol Invictus, and the winter solstice. The early Christians wanted to make it easier to convert pagans.
I just wanted to pause it right there for a second. So you heard, sister, how the narrator mentioned that in the Bible there's no description of the 25th. There's no actual specific day. It never mentioned when this Jesus was actually born. And then it mentions the winter solstice, which is kind of strange how they made it in December 25th during the time of the winter solstice. So what is it, from the 25th to the 6th, I believe, something like that, to January 6th. But they did that to throw in their own, what do you call it, sister? You call it a gumbo, to throw in their own seasoning into the mix.
Yeah, to throw in there. Yeah, there was stuff inside there. Yeah.
I thought that part was really interesting, how, they really got us fooled in thinking that
That's what it was all about.
this person was born on the 25th of December, and the whole world is still will stand on that and die on that hill.
People by tying
Oh, yeah.
Jesus' birth to these celebrations. Christmas became a mashup of pagan and Christian themes as a result of this calculated synchronization. Number 3.
A mashup. Ain't that what a gumbo is? Ain't that what goulash is, or chop suey? He said a mashup.
A man.
Facts.
Santa Claus, Coca-Cola's gift to the world. Coca-Cola's advertising campaigns from the 1930s are largely responsible for Santa Claus's current look. Despite the centuries-old tradition of St. Nicholas, Coca-Cola's advertisements cemented the cheerful man in a red suit with a white beard as a cultural symbol. Santa turned into a potent representation of seasonal joy and spending. This change demonstrates how businesses have turned Christmas into a show for their profit. Number 4.
You got something? You got something, sister? You was cooking?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you want me to pause it for a second?
No, no, you can go right ahead.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard you say something. My apologies.
Commercialism takes over. One of the most lucrative festivals in the world today is Christmas. Holiday shopping accounts for a sizable portion of retailers' yearly sales. Customers are inundated with Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and countless holiday sales, which encourage excessive spending. Presents are now more about satisfying social standards than they were about being kind. People frequently experience financial difficulty as a result of the pressure to purchase the ideal present in order to maintain this commercialized custom.
Wow.
Number 5. Cultural manipulation. We are taught from an early age that Christmas is a wonderful season that is full of generosity and joy. Advertising, music, and film all support this narrative. However, who is the beneficiary of this cultural programming? The holiday spirit has been expertly managed by businesses and marketers to increase sales. The notion that material possessions are a sign of love and pleasure is a well-planned fallacy that serves the interests of the economy rather than the people. Number 6. The real cost. Christmas has sociological and emotional costs in addition to financial ones. In an attempt to satisfy the demands of holiday customs, families frequently incur debt. Unrealistic expectations have the potential to harm relationships. Beyond individual expenses, take into account the employees in the manufacturing and retail sectors that endure extreme strain during this time of year.
Yeah. Yes, sister.
Yeah. Trying to. Not move, no. There we go. So yeah, exactly what they did. The pressure that people understand to
Mhm.
get them to buy the debt.
Yeah, well, it's just the device might have tapped out, but yes, they want you to go in debt, as the sister was saying. I'm sure she'll tap back in here in a minute, but the urge to buy, you heard him say it. The narrator said it the best. It's overwhelming urge. It makes you want to go out and purchase things for people, and most of these people don't give a damn about you. Wouldn't care, you know. Some of them wouldn't even piss on you if you was on fire. But for that social status, for you to say, I bought this person a diamond ring or I bought this person a car, whatever, you'll go through that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you were talking
Cut
about.
out of
I
the
was kind
way.
of finishing up
You
on.
understand? You purchase the things that you know that you can afford.
Yeah,
Then don't let the person leave you. That's another whole other avenue of it altogether. Oh, I did all of this for you. I bought this big bow on this big red bow on a BMW, big bow on a Mercedes Benz, big bow on a Land Cruiser, whatever it is. That
yeah,
oh, my people, wake up, wake up, wake up. Let's not get. Say yes. It's the most wonderful time of the year. It's a joyous time of the year, and all that different stuff. But put a different meaning to it, that family time, that reconciling time, that time to rebuild, that time
yeah,
to set intentions for your future and the incoming year for you and your family.
yeah,
Kind of investments. It's time to redirect that spending into investing. Right. Let me say that again. It is time to redirect that spending into
yeah,
investing.
yeah. And investing in ourselves and in our future.
Yes. Our children need a startup. They toy that PlayStation 6 and that iPhone 17 and all those things. The that kind of money can be invested.
Yeah,
That
facts.
when it's time for your child, if you decide that you want them to go to college or something else, that they have the planning capital, or you can invest in buying a what you call it, apartment complex. Make them owners of land.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just my 2 cents. Go ahead, you could continue.
Nah, you cooking, sister. Take as much time as you need.
Yeah, I've come to the place where as I've seen people spend thousands of dollars on ham, turkey, all these different things, which is okay. I'm not saying it's not okay to enjoy your family, but then when it comes down that that over and above spending, and then when that day, that 25th day has passed, and you come into the 26th day, and now you're living in a place of regret. I should not have spent the $500 on that game. I should have spent that $300 on that tennis. I shouldn't have spent that $400 on that weave, a thousand
Yeah,
dollars on that weave. I should not have spent. You understand?
yeah,
Because none of those things are investments that could bring you a return.
yeah. And then you're gonna end up
That's the thing.
spending
We
more
have to start
next
teaching
year.
people how to spend money that it would to make money work for them, not just be consumers.
Yeah.
If you will learn nothing else, this one thing, do not just be a consumer.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know, time to start changing our thinking, man, changing the way we do things.
Yeah.
Start becoming the, back back to our original self. When you go back, I know we say we ain't living in the 50s and 60s anymore. But when you think about the 40s, the 50s and the 60s, they invested. You had black-owned bus companies, owned
Mm-hmm.
hospitals, black-owned so many things.
Yeah.
And I'm not lobbying just melanated. You understand? But at the same time, too, it is us who are the biggest consumers. Where are we investing? I see, yeah, there's some people they're not putting out there in the media, little small pocket, but don't let that be a what they call this thing now, an anomaly.
Yeah.
Let it be let it become a normal thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yes, that's another black-owned business going up there. That's another black-owned shopping mall there. That's another black-owned, car wash. That's another black-owned laundry service. That's another black-owned supermarket. That's another black-owned beauty line products.
Yeah.
Even the ones that were black-owned are now sold out to somebody else. After they've made millions, then they turn around and sell it to.
Yeah. Facts. Absolutely.
Don't let the season, don't let the season of overgouging, the season of gluttony, the season of pride
Mm.
cause us to miss the true essence of the kind of spending power, investment power we have.
Mm. Yeah.
That's,
Damn.
if people would take an end of year bonus and create a cooperative, oh
Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
them big name banks and stuff. How you think they come together? They took they came together to gain what? Buying power.
Yeah.
That's how you got them JP Morgan and all the rest of them because they came together
Yeah.
for
Fact.
buying power.
Mm-hmm.
And now you say, well, what can I do with my little $2,000 end of the year bonus? You would be surprised to know how far your 2,000 with my 1,000 with somebody else's 10,000, somebody else's 200 will go.
Yeah. Facts.
You'd be surprised of how many acres of land, and you could now start raising livestock or start dairy farming or start some gardening and growing some what you call this different either grapes or strawberries or raspberries or blueberries or watermelons and pineapples and
Mm-hmm.
sugar cane.
Yeah. You got the microgreens too.
It
You
can go
can.
so far. It can go so far. But you
Yeah.
gotta think.
Yeah. Yeah. We got to think outside the box for
We
sure.
gotta put away that old mindset. Put away those old mindset. Yeah, get out of they put us in. Get from underneath that glass ceiling and break that ceiling. And the sky is not the limit.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the limit. Let me just share this with you. Last night was new moon. They say new moon, and I sat out there last night, just looking into the skies, looking up there to just see the stars. And what fascinates me, or what behooved me, or what have me puzzled, as according to what I knew, what they taught us, that the stars don't move. Every time you look, the Orion belt is in the same place. Northern stars in the same place. The eastern stars in the same place. They don't move. That's what they tell us. But last night, lo to my surprise, I saw the stars in its fixed place. And 2 hours later of sitting out there, all of a sudden, the same stars was over my head as they moved.
Hmm.
They moved. So I stand to be corrected about the solar system now. I am no longer, I, I am renewed, open to whatever the change. And so that's what I'm saying with this Christmas season and how we're so being accustomed to celebrating and customer way of things being done. We got to be open to change.
Yeah, yeah. At least open the magazine.
Yeah.
At least open the book, and even if you skim through it, you know, at first,
Open it up.
you know what I mean. You might see something that sparks your interest to read it thoroughly, but people won't even open the
Yeah.
book. You know, and you know, I had this epiphany when I was sitting at, I was in the cell and
Uh-huh.
my cellmate was like, I was introducing to him this book. I was like, hey man, check this book out. It kind of talks about the
Mhm.
Holy Trinity, and he wouldn't even open the book. He was like, no, no, I don't want to read anything
Okay.
that makes me question my faith. I was like, what? I was so confused at first. Like, what do you mean? If your faith is strong enough, you wouldn't have to question anything. I mean,
Mhm.
but I think deep down, now I understand now. I didn't understand it then, but deep down, he knew that there was truth in there and that truth would shatter his belief system.
Yeah.
And rather than to go
What you
through that
believe? You believe
rabbit hole,
system.
yeah, he wouldn't even look at it. So that's what a lot of people would do now. They'll say, oh, well, Christmas just been a tradition for so many years. That doesn't mean that it's right.
Yeah.
You know, you can tell somebody that 4 plus 4 equals 9 from the time they're born until they're 25. Who's going to tell them differently now? Even though
Nobody.
it's
Until they hit the
wrong,
truth.
you cannot tell that person that they're wrong because they grew up learning that. So until they're
They have
willing
to
and
come into
open
that for
to,
themselves.
yeah, you got to be able to be willing and open to at least entertain the idea. It doesn't mean you have to adopt the new belief system or the new faith. You just have to take a look at it from an open point of view, from open eyes. Really, that's
There's
all it
things.
takes.
So that's what I try to get people to do. I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but research, study, go deeper, go beyond the 500 years, go beyond the 2,000 years. See, go beyond the 2,000 years and see, and then you'll be this thing is in layers. This thing is in rabbit holes. These things, well, that was then, this is now. But that then is affecting you now
Mhm. Yes.
because you're still believing what they did then now. So it's still affecting it. And that's what
Mhm.
a lot of people refuse, they're afraid to. Could finish watch the read the I mean play the thing. Yeah.
Um,
Because we could continue on with it.
yes, because this is a hot topic, man. It really is, sister. It really is.
frequently with little compensation. Christmas's joyous exterior belies a more predatory reality. Number 7. Emotional manipulation through advertising. The purpose of holiday advertisements is to make you feel something. They discreetly connect buying a product to stories of child happiness, family reunions, and deeds of goodwill. This manipulation of emotions is effective. Because they think it would result in a wonderful Christmas experience, shoppers feel pressured to spend more money. In actuality, these advertisements promote consumption while obscuring the genuine meaning of kindness and community.
Real quick, see, that is the absolute psychological thing that's going on right now. It's all psychology, it's a psychological game that they play, that advertisement. And I did just a small little brief study on advertising, and I noticed everything they kept saying psychologically, subliminally, in the back of the people's minds. I was like, wow.
Yeah, for them to spend. They spend billions of dollars in advertisement.
Yeah.
Advertisement, they pay money, top tier, to advertise.
Yeah.
Number 8. The environmental toll. There is an...
Yeah, go ahead, sister.
Go ahead. I say you get into their mind, you get into their wallet.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Facts. Absolute facts.
Environmental cost associated with Christmas that is rarely acknowledged. Think about the enormous volumes of throwaway decorations, plastic packaging, and wrapping paper that are disposed of in landfills every year. The planet is further harmed by the creation and shipment of holiday products, which increase carbon emissions. Despite their beauty, even Christmas lights use a lot of energy. The holiday is not as green as we would like to think because of the environmental damage caused by our collective indulgence. Number 9. The holiday stress. Christmas is by no means a time for rest for many people. Rather, it is a stressful time of year. The pressure to have the ideal holiday can be too much to handle, from organizing parties and dinners to purchasing presents and decorating. This stress affects people emotionally as well as financially. For people who are struggling during the season, the expectations of happiness and togetherness may intensify feelings of inadequacy or loneliness. Number 10. Unmasking the scam. Is Christmas a fraud then? The phrase may sound harsh, but it perfectly sums up how the holiday has been appropriated. Christmas, which has both pagan and Christian origins, has evolved into a commercial powerhouse that puts money before real human connection. This does not, however, imply that the holiday is intrinsically negative. We can restore Christmas as a season of introspection, compassion, and heartfelt joy by realizing its complexity. Does this imply that Christmas should be canceled? Not at all. You now understand the reality behind the tinsel, though. Celebrate mindfully and according to your wishes. Watch this space for our upcoming video. Remember to...
Okay, so that was an interesting
one. And that's what you need to do. Revisit why you're doing what you're doing. That's the thing. Revisit it. Why am I doing this? Why am I celebrating this the way I'm celebrating it?
Yeah.
And then you go back to what? It was passed on by family members and stuff like that. My grandmother did it, my mother did it, and all this different stuff. So now what are you doing? Because now you're bringing your children into this.
Yeah.
And that's when the change comes. When you wake up and say, why in the world am I still doing this?
Yeah. Absolute fact.
We ain't saying throw the baby over the bath. What? But we're just saying, revisit why you do what you do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And make it make sense.
That's it. For you.
That you don't stress yourself out. You don't become underneath a manipulation and mind control system, but now you're liberated and you're free because the working give you time off. They'll close, they sit down now, use it for your highest good.
Yeah, that's right. And find what works for you. Because I mean, like you said in the video.
On, my brother,
yes.
Not to change the topic, right? Did you cut your loss?
Yes, yes. Yes, I did. Like last Saturday on the 10th, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean it to stop it.
Yeah, no, it's all right. It's all right because honestly, I had I had an
New season,
epiphany.
that's all. It's all about a new
Yeah,
season,
new
that's all.
season,
New
man,
season.
and
Yeah.
I wanted to start fresh anyway, and so,
Yeah.
but like he
Yeah.
said in the
It's all
video.
good. It's all good.
Yeah, but like he said in the video, it's the same thing you had said earlier. Is that does that mean you stop celebrating it altogether? For some people, it may just mean
Mm,
let me change what I view, how I view
yeah.
it, and how I interact with it,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
sometimes it can be like because there's people out there who literally they just take that day and they do something different or whatever. You can change the traditions to fit your
Mm-hmm.
narrative
You
or
can.
your family, right? That's the reason.
Yeah.
That's the whole purpose of us being individuals, right? And so,
What people,
go ahead.
go ahead. Sorry.
No, no,
Go
no. Go
ahead.
ahead.
Sorry.
I was done. I was done anyway.
What people fail to realize is we are the creators of our own reality. The life we want to live, we have the power to create it. We don't have to go by somebody else's narrative of Christmas and all this different stuff. Because not everybody celebrates it any which way.
Absolute facts.
So we can create the life we want for ourselves, the festivities we want for ourselves, the reality we want for ourselves and our family. Create new family traditions. We can use this time to create something spectacular and new and name it the Jones family, whatever, the Ross family, whatever, spectacular and ambulance, spectacular celebration.
Yes. It's funny you say that, sister, because I've been thinking about a lot of different traditions and holidays and all this, that, and the third. And I'm like, there's nothing wrong with creating your own holiday. There's people out there that got a holiday that's just for them. It's just them two, the only ones that celebrate it, a husband and wife or whatever. It's something meaningful
Yep,
to them. And then their kids pick up on it and say, you know what, I
yep.
like that idea. I'm going to carry on this tradition. And that's what turns it into a holiday, right? So I was thinking,
If these people, go
mhm.
ahead,
No, I was just saying, if I was thinking
you're
like,
thinking,
we're going to have our own celebrations and our own different holidays, as the tribe grows and we, you
mhm,
know, start to really come together because we've come together on a lot of different things. That doesn't mean we don't ever disagree or anything like that. It just means that we want the best version of ourselves and we want that for others too. And
yes,
so because we're melding that together,
yeah,
right? It makes for great traditions to come about. So like I know this next generation coming after
yes,
us is gonna really benefit from what we're doing here. And, a lot of them are gonna
yep,
be like, man, whatever, what drove this man, like I'm just speaking about my own invention now, what drove this man to create something called the Native Feast, it's just like this is a beautiful thing and
yes.
man, this is what it should have all been. And how are people still celebrating that other thing? So that's where we're gonna be at some point.
Hmm. Yeah, excellent. And so what I could add to that, right? If these people could come to the continent, change the name of the land from Alkiba land to Africa, to change America from Turtle Island to America.
Hmm.
Come on. how much more can we change the trajectory, the name of a holiday, and all that is symbolism to something else that lines up with our own belief
Yeah.
system,
Facts.
and enjoy it
Yes.
and enjoy it and vibrate everything else out about it, all the colors, all the trees. And
Mm-hmm.
my my children, I stopped putting Christmas tree up in my house when my children were toddlers, 3 and 7 and 6. And now they're in their 30s.
Yeah.
That's a giveaway. Oh, yeah, my age.
Yeah.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
All these years, they grew up with no trees, and they make them no worse. They ain't bitter. They still happy-go-lucky, young adults and stuff like that. They still loving, kind.
Yeah. Yeah. It don't make
Okay.
you who you are. And but that's the
No.
psychology that they push, these marketers. They push that, you
Mhm.
know, that's what is gonna make you who you are is these holidays. So
If
I
you
gotta go out
don't
and
celebrate
spend all this money.
Christmas, you the
Yeah.
devil.
It's crazy. Like you don't need to do all that. It's unnecessary. Like I could literally sit and have a cookout or a barbecue or whatever with the tribe, all of us there, and there don't have to be no gifts, no alcohol, no nothing, and I could have a
Nope.
blast.
Just enjoying it. Just enjoying it. Just enjoying each other's company
Yeah,
and talking stories and vibrating at a whole different level and
yeah,
psyching out without psyching out.
yeah, for real. And it's crazy because I be having these dreams and weird astral visions and stuff of us already have done that in the future, right? Because
Yep.
we're miles apart right now, right? So like
Yep.
it changes things when it's like, and I've had these scenarios play in my head so many times. I'm like, yeah, that's gotta be real. That's gotta be the future I'm looking at because
Yes.
it keeps
Yes.
replaying different scenarios, different timings, different days, different milestones we've crossed, but all in all, it's still the same message. Like, you know,
Yep.
just enjoying each other's company without, we don't need any of the social additives that they told us would, oh, drink sociably. Why?
Yeah.
We mentioned this before, the kombucha, you said, and it's not like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's better than what people are doing with their lives
It
now to the
is.
point
It
where
is. And it's good for your gut. It's good for your gut. It's like having what you call probiotics. The kombucha
yeah,
is so good for the gut. Gut health.
right. But then you got this alcohol and it's not good. It's
Yeah.
made from
It's really
derived
good.
from sugar
You have food to touch it. Yeah.
and yeast, you know what I mean? It does nothing but give you the beer belly and it's like, no, listen, there's gotta be another way, man. It just gotta be. And there is. We never known of this. We've been so indoctrinated
Yeah.
by this system and like it was crazy. Like when I was 3 years old, my mother told me, I asked her, is Santa Claus real? And she answered that question with a question and asked me, how could one man go around the whole world in one night? Mind you, it's daylight on some parts of the world and it's nighttime on the other parts of the world. How does he make that work?
Oh, yeah.
Right? And so that sat and had me pondering, sister, for months and years
Mhm.
actually, because I still think about it. Like, damn, like, what gave her the gall and the idea to put me on that trajectory, right? And yeah, she's
Yeah.
still
Make
like,
you think.
she still bought
Make you
into
think.
the system, though.
That's all
Yeah,
right. It make you think. She might have bought into the system, but the most important thing is it made you think.
yeah, Yeah, because here's the
Mhm.
thing. Like, here's where I was going with that, right? I think something spoke through her. I don't think
Yep.
that she wanted to. She just, you know what I mean? She was unapologetically honest, coupled with the fact that some spirit
Yep.
jumped into her and was like, let me answer this before she messes kid's head up. Because we know the divine knows what we're supposed to be, right? And so it
Yeah.
jumped in because she literally, like a couple years later, when she started getting into the drugs real bad, right? She woke us up in the middle of the night to show us all the presents sitting underneath the tree. When we woke up, there was nothing underneath the tree. She told us that Santa Claus came and had to take the presents back because they were broken, and that they were gonna come. He was gonna bring them back in a while, in a week or so, or something like that. And my bike that she had bought, it was under the tree, but she woke us up. It had to be like 1, 2 a.m. And I remember some strange man standing in the hallway at the door. I don't know what he was doing there. Some melanated dude. I don't know what he was doing there until I got older. That was her dealer, right? So I laugh about this story all the time because it was just funny. It was kind of ingenious how we bought into that for a couple of weeks. But kids are so resilient. We brushed it off and was like, you know what? It ain't no bike coming. Ain't none of this stuff coming. It's gone. We've been asking her for a month. When's Santa bringing back the stuff? But before that, she had already told me that there was, there was no Santa. So we just believe anything. But
Yeah.
that time of my life was so iconic for me because now I know
Yeah.
that I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not a victim to the Christmas hogwash, and I fell victim to it growing up, but that's because it was around me. But once I was old enough to make my own decisions, man, I started going to the movie theaters on Christmas Day, so that way I don't have to be available. I can turn my phone off. Good reason to turn my phone off. All kinds of different stuff. But I just found
Mhm.
that funny how
Mhm.
to get her
Yeah.
drugs, she had to sell those presents. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's the tradition, man, that we can change. We don't have to live by whatever
Yeah.
they tell us.
No. So this next video you're about to share.
Yeah, this goes deeper. See, the last one was literally on more of a, how do I say this? It was more of a, like, a general look at things and not
Into the
really,
truth.
it wasn't diving deep into the origin. It was just kind of saying, it was showing a lot of facts on how we could be doing things differently, right? And I felt that we should show that first because that clip kind of, the guy was saying, like, do you just uh delete it from your life altogether? No, you don't have to. He's just pointing out, now you know what the tinsel means, or now you know what the mistletoe is, and so that's why I felt that was
Yeah.
interesting. But this next brother, he goes completely into depth, and without further ado, let's get right into it.
Okay.
Just pondering about your Christmas celebration. Many of you don't know what this origin really is, how it came about. Now, it started when you read the Bible in Jeremiah chapter 10, okay, verses 1 through 5, where God says, don't learn a custom where you cut down a tree and decorate it with silver and gold and fasten it with nails and with hammers that it fall not. We all know that that's Christmas. There's no other holiday that we use a tree except that one. So, thinking about this Christmas, the origin, not even so much the origin, later on in history, because that was around 606 BC when you read Jeremiah 10. Later on, in the 1500s, the Netherlands celebrated Christmas. Listen to the timing. The 1500s, the Netherlands celebrated Christmas. And it was honored with Saint Nick. Saint Nick is who, you might ask? Pope Nicholas V. And in the Netherlands, they have St. Nick dressed as Pope Nicholas V. Now, Pope Nicholas V is the one who orchestrated or wrote the papal bull, which instituted the transatlantic slave trade, allowing Spain and Portugal to enslave all black Israelites, the Israelites, who were called Moors at that time. Moors is Latin, it means black. And we were their slaves. They enslaved us. And that's why when you look at the Netherlands celebration of Christmas with Pope Nicholas V, Saint Nick, he has a helper, a slave, a servant called Zwarte Piet, which means Black Peter. And it's a bunch of them. And they all dress up in blackface. White people dress up in blackface in honor of our destruction, in honor of our fall, our demise. 300 years after that, around 1870, America said, you know what? That's a good holiday. We should make it official here. So what did they do? They kept St. Nick, but they said, let's not reveal that that's Pope Nicholas V. Make him fat, keep his name, St. Nick. And his helper should not be Zwarte Piet, Black Peter. They're going to tie it in, but that's their slavery. I know. Let's make those black Moors, the Zwarte Piets, into elves. Santa's little helpers. That's right. Now, when you read Revelation 11, verse 10, and they that dwell upon the earth, the Europeans, whites, shall rejoice over them, rejoice over us. We're the them, the Israelites, and make merry, Merry Christmas, and shall send gifts one to another. We were the gifts. Our sons, our daughters, our mothers, our fathers were the gifts they sold and gave one to another. Because these two prophets, Judah and Israel, the kingdom was split into two, because these two prophets tormented them that dwelt on earth. During the times of the kings and the chronicles, when you read in the Bible, yeah, we tormented the nations in righteousness to keep the commandments, to keep God's laws. During the Dark Ages, we forced Europeans into the caves of the Caucasus Mountains. Yes, we did. But I know many of you black Christians, you're still going to reject that, but that's okay. Do the research. Check the Netherlands out. Check out the history of Christmas in the Netherlands. You'll find out. So that with that, my black brothers and sisters in Christianity, I have just one thing to say to you all. Merry Christmas, you dumb niggas.
Very interesting. Very interesting, this brother. Oh man.
That's Nathaniel.
Go ahead,
Okay,
sister.
switching. Yeah.
Oh, you switching devices? Yeah, I totally understand.
Yeah, back and forth between two devices, my dear.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that's what's his name, Nathaniel, right?
yeah. I forget his last name, but
Yeah.
I know his
Yeah,
first
he
name.
used to be a police officer or something like that in New York or something like that.
Yeah,
What's the
he's
truth?
yeah.
He
I
giving
was
you
gonna
history,
say
he giving facts.
he's
He
giving
giving
facts.
history, he giving facts. It doesn't matter who it comes from. You understand? Because I was about to go into some things about him, but that doesn't even matter.
No,
Whoever bring the information, it doesn't matter where the information comes from, but the facts is the
yes,
you know he bringing what you call it, he bringing receipts and letting you know this is the origin, this is what they did. It's just like pick a nigga,
yeah,
okay, picnic.
yeah,
You want to go having a picnic, but what the picnic was, pick a nigga,
yeah, yeah. Pick one, and
you
I've
know.
seen pictures where they were actually having those gatherings, and they got food, and they're laughing like this was a celebration for them. To hang somebody from a tree.
Celebration.
So
And
hey,
then not only that, the decorations on the trees. When you think about the decorations that they've decked the trees with, what they did with the trees back then, they decorated the trees out their ancestors' body hanging
yeah,
from the trees.
yeah.
That was
We were
decoration.
the strange fruit that was hanging from the tree.
Hmm. Hmm. Nah, y'all can keep the celebration to yourself.
Yeah.
Keep it. Heck the halls of folly. No, 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 no. Keep it yourself.
Right.
'Tis season to be stealing. Fa la 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 la.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep
Yes.
it to yourself.
And
You know.
so many people
I
get unalived and trampled during this holiday, man. Like they be in the
yes.
store losing their
Some people
mind.
slip into depression.
Yeah.
Some people slip into depression.
Yeah.
Understand? Because they can't afford to feed their family. And then they see people cooking all this food in abundance and throwing it away.
Yeah. Yeah. This still has the highest suicide rate amongst any other holiday.
It's sickening when you know the truth.
Yeah. That it is.
You know the truth. And I don't care. This is Christmas. I can buy my children what I want to buy my children. And I can do what I want to do. And da, 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 da. Okay, go ahead, sir. Go ahead, ma'am.
Yeah.
Stand the line. I'm not fighting. Listen, I have come to the place whereas you put the truth out there and just leave it. You don't become derogatory and call people names and stuff like that. You just put the truth out there and let it be. That's the bottom line. It's
Fact.
nothing about, I'm not going to call you no stupid, you understand me?
Yeah.
And crazy and dumb and all that different stuff. No, let's just let, for us, we know the high vibe tribe.
Right.
We
Right.
do everything we do it in love.
Yeah.
In love. My brothers and sisters, we love you. We not even say truth. Let me don't say even presenting truth. We are presenting information because
Facts.
truth
Yeah.
to everybody is different. You
Yes.
understand? Truth to everybody else is different. My truth does not necessarily mean it's your truth
Right.
because somebody else can come with that same information and break it down in a whole totally different way and give you a different perspective about it. So
Right.
our job is put the information out there in the public domain that they could go and do the research for themselves and come into whatever their level of truth is.
Mhm. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
part.
Yeah, it's not. This is our. We've come to our truth because we did the research. For all y'all who are listening out there to us right now, and who will listen later,
We love you.
we we come into our truth. Like I've come into my truth about the holidays from what I've read, from what I've researched, and from what I feel. So like that's the that's the power and the magic that's in all of us, right? You got the divine feminine
Yeah.
and the divine masculine, and you mix the two, which you got to do with the same thing I was just talking about, which is our emotions. You got to put the emotion with the logic and the facts. You put all that together, you come up with something that is unique to you, or it may be something that other people will adopt too because it makes sense. But
Mm-hmm.
if nobody else adopts it, that's just fine, right? And that's why
Yeah,
I've sought to
yeah.
change. I've sought to change all my holidays and thoughts around the holidays differently. And to be honest, I'm richer and in every way, mentally, physically, financially, I'm much, much richer than what I was, than previous years celebrating those holidays. So that's what I would add.
Sorry, but that's it. You know, and Sophia, I'm eternally grateful for us being able to come into our truths at the various levels, come into our very perspective of the information that we have come across thus far, and be able to dwell together in terms of come together in collaboration, in maturity. You understand? See it from this perspective, from Queen's perspective. Hey, Queen, we miss you. from the Dre Hooks, the great perspective. Hey, Hooks, the great, we miss you also. You
Ashe.
understand? And from your perspective, Speculum and Blow, you know, and even our kinetic brother who was among us and who's no longer among us, and the other ones that were here who came in and passed through. You understand? Appreciating everyone's perspective time and time again. I'm grateful that this platform here, the High Vibe Tribe, has always um, been to that level of respecting each person's, each individual's perspective on something,
Mm. Mm-hmm.
you know, and so I'm being able to get that information out there collectively together, so we could come with one topic and point out from our various perspectives. So the listening audience won't only just have um, just one person, one dynamic to something, but they have it from four different angles,
Yeah. Yeah. And we
you
come
know,
from
and then
four
they have
different.
their own twist to it. To
Yeah.
think about it, and they have their own perspective at the same time too.
Right. They get to add theirs into what we said, and who knows what could come of that. A whole new tradition can be born
Yeah,
just from getting together and talking. And now you got 5 different holidays.
yeah.
It's
5 different reasons to celebrate.
hmm facts.
And you don't need 5 different reasons to celebrate. We can celebrate just for celebrating.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that's
yeah.
why, it's crazy that, this tribe was was created, and I say by the divine now, because yes,
Hmm.
we did, but look how, like you
Yeah,
just said earlier, look how many people passed through, right? So it's definitely divine.
yeah.
And
But
I just
mhm, the
came
tribe
up
is
with a
still.
quote that I just copyrighted.
Uh-huh.
So I'm gonna say it here on live, right? And I think it might have been said before, but not the same way. So
Hmm.
quote is, my past future is my now present. My past
Okay.
future is my present.
Oh, shit. Hmm.
So and that downloaded into me a couple days ago, or it might have been yesterday or
The
Friday, I think.
past
And it
future
was
is my
just like,
now present.
yeah, I got these quotes and I got these ideas and then this other thing, and I'm like, man, this is
Mhm.
crazy. And every time it's still so fresh. Like the rabbit hole is
Yeah.
still very fresh, is very new, and no matter how far or how deep
Mhm.
diving you've done in the past, there's always something fresh, always something new around the corner. So I pray that
That's
resonates
it.
with some people. My past future is my present.
That's it.
Now, for those who may not understand that, who may be listening, in the past, you had a future or you had a dream. And if you fulfilled that dream or have exceeded that dream, then guess what? That is now your present. And
Mhm.
even if it's not, just by you
Because you
saying
now
that,
your
you give
present.
yourself and your future more power. You give your present and your future more power
That's it.
rather than dwelling on the past, because it's already gone. It already happened.
Dwelling on
There's
the power.
absolutely nothing you can do about it. So your past future is your present. And that just literally downloaded. I don't
Mhm.
know where it came from, sister, but
That is wow. That's
I mean, I
powerful.
know, but you know what I
Your
mean.
past future. Because in the past, yeah, your past future is your present. Because when you think about it, as you said, in the past, or say when you was 25,
Hmm.
you started making plans for when you turn 35. So that's your present. So your
Yeah,
past, what was when you was 25, which is past, what you was making for plans for in the future is now what you're living in.
that's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
Powerful. Yeah. They're
Yeah.
powerful.
'Cause I wouldn't.
That's why they tell us, they try to teach us to make 5-year plan, 10-year plan. But think about it. We make 5-year plan, 10-year plan, even 20-year plan. They make 100 and 200. You know, they make a 200-year plan and make 100-year plan so that their children and their children's children down to every fourth generation is still on top and in leadership.
Yeah.
We won't go to buy sneakers, expensive sneakers and expensive bags and all this good stuff that has no value after it gets off the shelf.
Yeah. It's
We
it's
will go
crazy.
buy a half an acre.
Hmm.
We will buy a half an acre of land and start planting some rosemary. Could think about it. The herbal things that will heal us. We will go plant some rosemary, some neem, some lemongrass. You understand? Some meringue,
Yeah.
some lavender. I giving you some ideas. Go plant some lavender, some yeah,
Yeah. Merengue or something. And I
yeah.
started thinking of, like, I got a lot of stuff written down because you mentioned the 10-year plan, 5-year plan. Like, that's cool. I have all that because that's how I was taught. But I actually started implementing like 100-year plan. Like, what should happen after I'm
That's it. I
no longer
division
here?
down.
And like sometimes, the person
I'll keep it going.
is fallible, right? We
Mhm.
can be corrupted or manipulated. So like if I set certain things up to where my word is still law even after I'm gone, at least the ones coming after me won't be able to screw it up for the
Mhm.
next generation that will decide to take over
Yep.
and do and follow in my footsteps or whatever.
Oh,
So like my son may not want nothing to do with, my
that's it.
ideas. But does he get to go and squander the inheritance and ruin it for his son who might want it? No. See what I'm saying?
Nope.
So like that's the 100-year plan that they've
No.
created for their
It's in
families,
place. Yep.
but we don't do that for our own families. We're just thinking
Yep.
about, the
Yeah.
next 5 years or the next year or
Even
the next.
legacy, man. Even
Yeah,
legacy.
yeah. And I think about it
Legacy
a lot.
is
I think about it a lot.
that's it. But I'm grateful that that we're able to come together for whatever times and season that we're in to be able to share our various perspectives and stuff like that, and to help you to navigate through this maze called life. Because this is a journey we are on. We are not our destination, and this is something I say. Our destination isn't a job. Our
Mhm.
destination isn't a marriage. Our destination isn't having children. Our We are here on a journey to experience, to grow, to learn, to fulfill, to complete.
Mhm.
And then our destination is to exit this world empty, fulfilled, and done and have done all that we came here to experience and then leave. Now the thing about it is this. For some people it's just 1 year. That 1 year old may come in just to make that woman, that man a parent, and that's it. To
Mhm.
experience pure love, to experience even the pain of losing something, and then they exit. The next person may be 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 25 years, whatever amount of years they've existed in this realm.
Mhm.
How it is that's they came to what? Experience and then
That's
exit. And
that's
so
right.
it's just about encouraging people to enjoy every day. Don't wait until I get married. Don't wait until I have children. Don't wait until I get this job. Don't wait until I get the house. Don't wait until I get the car. Each day you live, make that day the best day ever.
Yeah.
From the moment you open your eyes until you lay your head on a pillow, make that day like unforgettable.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
then tomorrow is another day that will you'll be able to fulfill another day that you will make unforgettable again. Phenomenal, fantabulous. You understand?
That's right.
Awesomeness. That's what that's why they work so hard to feed us these illusions for
Mm-hmm.
one day. They only want you to feel the hype and the joy for one day. Christmas, and that's the Christmas day, the 25th of December, and that's it. What happens on the 26th, the 27th, the 28th, the 29th, the 30th? We
They break.
can't get caught up in the illusion of just one day, the commercializing of one day, the breaking you in for one day.
Yeah.
And you got all these other days to look forward to send forth your word into your tomorrow. We have the ability to open up our mouth and speak to January, to speak to February, to speak to March, and tell it what we want it to accomplish for us when we get there, what we want to meet in place.
Mm-hmm.
But because we've been so desensitized, we've been so programmed into somebody else thinking for us only for the moment. And
Mm-hmm.
that's a problem. And so
That's a big problem.
I trust that somebody that would listen to this video not so many days from now would hear what we're saying and become so detached that they start to live.
Yeah.
I the Queen Oracle always say, stay in present, and staying present is about focusing on the now. That's what
Mm-hmm.
staying present is all about. The right now, in this moment. What am I thinking? What am I speaking? What am I saying? What am I doing right now?
Right now.
You understand? Because only right now counts. Because if I close my eyes right now, ain't nothing else. Yesterday don't count. Tomorrow doesn't even matter. Only right
Yeah.
now.
That's right. Absolutely.
So I trust that somebody will be loose from this matrix of the pressure that they put on themselves and they allow the matrix to put on them for this one day. That religion has put on them for this one day.
Yeah.
That society has put on them for one day. That family has put on them for one day.
That's right.
It don't be just about this one day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's my
Yeah.
encouragement, man.
Hey,
Yeah.
listen, I was tuned in, sister. You was cooking, and you spelled it out. I'm just gonna. All I can do is really, tag along and grab a hold and you know, grab a hold for the ride because you said it all. They do. They give us all this manipulation for this one day. And you said, what are you doing the 26th, 27th, 28th, and the 29th? I tell you what they're doing. They're breaking their necks to put some money back into their bank account, put some more money back into their wallet because they just spent an obscene amount. Oh, I gotta spend. I've heard people talk like this. I gotta spend at least $1,000 on each child.
Whoa.
What?
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like, what does that? And this is the same child that, like, my child wouldn't get that because he breaks things. Not because I don't think he's worth it, because he breaks things. So
Right?
why buy him a,
It's a
a laptop?
growing child.
He's gonna fold it in half the opposite direction of the way it's supposed to fold just to see what it does. That's
Yes.
how he is. So I could buy him a toy laptop that costs $5 from the Dollar Tree or something, and he can do that with it. Now it's only $5, right? He's still gonna play with it long after it's broken. All his toys in his room are broke. He still plays with them. Like he just got it today. Like it still works the same way. He still plays with them. So
Wow.
why am I
That's
gonna break
amazing.
my neck when I could be building him a future? You know? He
Yeah.
wants to spend his money, sister. I tell him, no, you spend your money when you become of age. Because I told him he has his own money,
Okay.
which he does. But I said, you spend it when
Yeah.
you come of age. As a matter of fact, nobody can access it but you, and you're not going to be able to access it until you're 21. That's what I put
That's
in
it.
place. So you're stuck. You have to wait, guy. There's nothing you can do about it. It's compounding interest, and it'll be waiting for you when you turn 21.
There you go.
You know,
And that's
some,
a good
some he
father.
gets
That's
something when he's
what he
18,
does.
something when he's 21, and then he gets the rest at 25. So it's like,
Yeah.
you know, I never understood why I had these epiphanies and they just can't, but I started just, my spirit said, hey, do this. Okay, let me do that. That sounds like it's going to make more sense than what I've been doing. And every time I didn't trust my gut or trust my spirit, I ended up in something I didn't want to be in or something I would prefer to
Yeah.
be out of. So ever since then, I just been trusting that. And yeah,
That's it. Trust the process.
yeah. But this
Trust
process is
intuition. Trust the God.
it's beautiful though. I want to express that to
Yeah.
people. This process is so beautiful. It's so hypnotizing. Like once you start, you want to see it all the way through. You're not, most people aren't
Yeah.
going to give up once they come to the realization of, wait a minute, you mean to tell me I can still be happy without Christmas? I can be happy without alcohol. I can be happy without drugs. I can be
Yep.
happy just, you know what I mean? Like they think they need
That's
these things.
happening.
Yeah.
They fix. They crutches. They crutches that society has made you to believe that that's what you need. The company you keep make you to believe that if you don't get a buzz, if you don't get a high, if you don't get a hit, if you don't get a what you call this psychedelic, you ain't living, you ain't existing.
Right.
Really?
Right.
There are many of us that are living, existing, and enjoying life without
Yeah.
ever experiencing any of those things.
Facts. Facts. Yes. And the light I get from you guys too is like that's why I quit every so often. Right? Like,
Yeah.
and I
I
realized
know.
that I'm like, damn, that's really why I be doing it. Because like I'll smoke my bud or whatever, but every so often I'll just quit for a year or two. Just like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And that's why, because I cannot, and this is when it's okay to say can't. It is impossible to feel the sober high when you're not sober. Right?
Exactly.
So,
Okay.
and I have
Okay.
this saying, what I call it, right? It's called you cannot catch the dragon if you're chasing it. Right? You got to stop chasing the dragon in order to catch it. So,
Come on.
but there's some people they will never stop. They won't quit. They won't. Oh, I can never stop smoking bud. I don't see how you do it. I'm like, you can, but you can't
Yeah.
because you say that you can. Bud
It's a
is not
choice. Yeah.
my life. Like I love it. Don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? But at certain times or certain seasons in my life, I enjoy it more. And so when I
Yeah.
just quit recently, what was it? It feels like a year already. July, right? It was like
Yeah.
no, June. It was June, excuse me. But when I quit, it was just like
Yeah.
a liberating feeling. Not to say that it was like I was in
Yeah.
prison or anything. It just
No.
you can't get certain thoughts. You're just not going to come to you while you're smoking, and then you get
I
certain
know.
things that won't happen if you're not smoking. But you got to choose those
Yeah.
seasons. It's got to be. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's got to be a balance, and we're not putting balance in our life.
Yeah, it's just like when I was talking about last week when I said to the young gentleman, there are seasons when I'm just fruits and vegetables and
Yeah,
greens and beans.
yeah,
And then there's seasons when I add meat to my diet. So there's different seasons for different things, and your body, your higher self know exactly what it is it needs when it needs it, and it
mm,
tells you because you're paying attention. If you're paying attention, your body speaks to you. And so
yes,
you don't know the authenticity of something until you encounter it and experience it. And you
that's
never
right.
realize that you could get a buzz without using a bud until you don't get a bud. And then you find out, wow, I still floating high. I still get these downloads. I still get these revelations. I still
Yeah,
get these, you understand, these insights. And I ain't
hmm
using nothing.
hmm yeah,
Imagine,
hmm
So I'm a prime example. I be getting some syrup. I never use a bud with bud or what it was and psychedelic, none of it.
hmm
None. But some when I sit down and have those downloads and I just spend that time, that quiet time and that
that's
intimate
right.
time.
Hmm
Oh
That's right.
man, the revelation that starts springing forward. Excuse me,
Yeah,
and that's it.
those downloads
So,
are powerful. Like,
and I don't knock nobody. I don't knock nobody. If that's how you get your download, you gotta get a buzz, you gotta get a blunt, or you gotta script. That's on you. You gotta have a cocktail on you.
yeah, facts.
That's your road. That's the journey you take in. That's personal. You understand? And that's where we have to
Yeah,
get out of that place of always condemning or judging or pulling down somebody because of the route they choose to take.
right.
No one is the know all, fix all, have it all person on this earth.
Hmm
Everyone came here for their own individual purpose and journey. One
That's
thing I
right.
will not do is I'm not going to allow you to affect my journey and make me come off of my journey because of how you feel or your opinion or whatever have you.
That's right. And
Mm-mm.
here's another
I
thing
go,
about those special downloads too. I wanna piggyback and add to what the sister was saying is, some downloads like I'm gonna use myself for an example because this is what recently transpired a few years back. When I
Mhm.
first jumped into the rabbit hole, right? I was smoking bud at the time. And when I jumped into the rabbit hole, my
Okay.
body, my spirit, my mind, everything knew. My consciousness knew you don't want to experience this on bud. You're gonna have to leave it alone. So I left
Yeah.
it alone for a complete year. And lo and behold, I am glad
Mhm.
I did that because when it was time to when I had information overload and it was time to take a break from the rabbit hole, and I needed to ponder on everything I had just learned because my faith, my belief, everything had just been shattered. Right? I'm finding
Yeah.
out now that I'm really in a simulation. I'm in a matrix. I'm in this, that, and that. So when I woke up, it was like, okay, no, don't smoke right now because you're not going to comprehend the things properly. Like your brain works differently than say somebody who you could do it, but you're gonna be missing a lot of
Yeah.
stuff. So what I
Yeah.
did was I was sober for that entire year, and I'm like, man, I'm going down this rabbit hole, and I'm reading, and I'm learning, and I'm watching, and I'm listening, and I'm writing, and I'm
Hmm.
shadow working, and I'm like, damn, this is like, and every second of every day, I was completely mesmerized on what I'm finding out. Like, you telling me
Wow.
this is true? Like, this is real? This is
Yeah.
absolutely what I'm
Mhm.
experiencing. So then after that year was up, and I'm like, okay, it's time to I need to take a break from this. I'm about to lose my mind. This is before I actually got
Yeah.
confirmation from people who came before me who was like, yo, you get information overload. That's where I got the term from. I
Yeah.
forget who said it. I don't know who said it, but I know
Yeah.
one of the people I was listening to or subscribed to said, listen, sometimes you get information overload, you got to take a break. And I was like, damn, I just took my break, you know? And
Mm-hmm.
then so I start smoking again, and then that's when everything made sense a little bit more. Like it made sense before, but I was able to slow
So coming
things
back.
down,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So that's what
Yeah.
happened with me. I was able to slow my brain down to process the information I had just learned because, and I see why, like when Jay Hooks was like, you know, he's found out that people actually off themselves after finding out this information and, you know,
Yeah.
waking up to
Exactly.
find out that this has all been a sham. I
Mm-hmm.
understand why, because I felt like I couldn't take it. I was like, how do I get rid of this?
Yep.
Like, this is too much, you know? But then I
Yeah.
realized
You jump
once I
off.
spoke,
Yeah.
I realized, okay, I
Mm-hmm.
can actually process this information to what's that phrase? It is what it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm in control
Yeah.
of what I want for me. So
Yeah. So yes, it's about that time. I
yes,
don't know if you have
yes.
another video you want to
No, yeah, just
do, but
but it's like 30 minutes long, so I just put a piece of it on there. I just wanted to show just a little piece because the I put the I put it in the description, and it's also in the chat
uh-huh.
for anybody who wants to watch this later. But it's like at least about 30 minutes long. I just wanted to play the first couple minutes of it because it was crucial what we're talking about. And I love
Okay.
the facts being added in this one.
You've been celebrating Christmas your whole life and still getting half of it wrong. From traditions that were invented by marketers to biblical scenes that never actually happened, this holiday is built on myths everybody repeats with absolute confidence. So today, we're ripping the wrapping paper off 40 of the biggest Christmas lies you've been living with.
Mm.
1. Coca-Cola invented the red Santa suit. This is one of the most
Right.
persistent anti-corporate myths out there, that Santa only wears red because a soda company wanted to match their brand branding in the 1930s. While Coke's ads
Wow.
definitely standardized the specific jolly fat man look, they didn't invent the wardrobe. Civil War-era cartoonist Thomas Nast was drawing Santa in red coats decades before Coke ever hired an illustrator. In fact, early versions of Saint Nick appeared in blue, green, and tan. But red was already becoming the dominant choice on postcards long before the first soda ad appeared. Coke just spent millions to make sure you never forgot that specific shade of red, effectively trademarking a color they didn't actually create. 2. Jesus was born on December 25th. If you showed up to Jesus' birthday party on December 25th, you would likely be the only one there. The Bible offers absolutely no date for the birth, but the clues we do have, like shepherds sleeping in fields, suggest a spring delivery. The December date was basically a corporate takeover by the church to hijack the Roman festival of Saturnalia. Pagans were already getting drunk, lighting candles, and exchanging gifts to celebrate the winter solstice, so church leaders realized it was easier to just slap a Jesus sticker on the existing party than to invent a new one. It wasn't a holy revelation. It was a strategic PR move to convert rowdy pagans without forcing them to give up their favorite week of debauchery.
How long it takes a
Mm.
beginner
Wow.
Yeah. That's it right there. That's it. So they combined paganism with the church, and there you got it. Christmas. Coca-Cola came up with the Santa Claus. Wow. There you go.
There it is.
But guess what? As much we say this, we put this information out there, and we have to be okay with the small few that will get it and be able to appreciate the information that comes to them. And that's it. We're not
Yep.
trying to convince anybody, just trying to put information out there for people to learn, unlearn, and to relearn.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
And
So go
it's
ahead.
no, I was just gonna say it's interesting that video because it breaks down 40 different, and I watched it. It was interesting the facts they were speaking on that
Yeah.
we've now come to learn, which I know a lot of people who still celebrate and you know they're all about it. They don't know these things, but if they were to just do a little bit of research, they probably wouldn't
Little bit.
celebrate it the same way. Not to say they would just completely dismiss it out of their life, but they would definitely change some of the traditions that they were partaking in.
That's it. Excuse me. And so, yes, family, another high vibe tribe moment in time. You understand? For disseminating information, putting information out there. And it is up to you as an individual whether you receive the information and apply it, or you receive the information and you discard it. The most important thing for us as a tribe is to get the information out there and
That's right.
seek as much truth according to our level of knowledge that we have. You understand? That's all we can do is put it out there to the level of knowledge that we have. And give it to you. And so I'm eternally grateful for my time and space in this time and space that we all share together, to be able to come with my perspective and my point, my view, versus everybody else to come collective coming together with their views. Like I said, we missed the Jayhawks the Great. We missed Jayhawks the Great from among the tribe and our Queen Oracle from amongst us. But we know that, guess what? Even though my physical presence may not be here, their vibration is ever with us.
Always.
And as I always say, be gentle with yourself because you are on a journey. And if we could hear the Queen P, she would say, stay present, patient, and positive.
That's right.
Love you, family.
Love you, love you. Ashe, Ashe. As y'all know, Dr. Sublime stay cooking, man. That's and the light she brings is just bar none, very special. And I am eternally grateful to have her in my life and to be able to grace her presence with myself. So I'm eternally grateful for that. My final thoughts on this matter, I'm a let him run this number 3 because that kind of summed it up for me. That's the one I was like, this is this is interesting, and it's interesting to say the least. But I want everybody to remember and make sure that y'all know that you are what you want to be. You are what you say you are. So if you don't want to follow any traditions that you didn't create, then I say go for it and create your own. That's what I'm doing. I'm creating my own.
Me too.
That's my son enjoys it. My wife enjoys it. My family enjoys the traditions that we're creating ourselves.
Very good.
So yeah, I'm gonna just let him run this number 3, and that'll be my final thoughts for you guys.
3. Jingle Bells is a Christmas carol. Before you start caroling, you should know that this song was originally written in 1857 for Thanksgiving. James Lord Pierpont titled it The One-Horse Open Sleigh and intended it to be a rowdy drinking song, not a holiday anthem. The lyrics are literally about drag racing sleighs against other young men and trying to pick up girls in the snow. There is no mention of Santa, Jesus, presents, or miracles, just speed and crashing into snowbanks. It took decades for the song to slowly drift from a tavern banger about gambling on horses to the sanitized nursery rhyme we force children to sing every December.
All right. So
Wow.
Oh, and 4 just goes even further into it, y'all. Listen, that's why I wanted to drop that number 3 as my final thoughts, because it was meant for a whole nother holiday. So you see how they changed this. And number 4 is about to get
Yeah.
into how reindeer, and they're just speaking on facts. Reindeers keep their antlers, the females keep their antlers so they can protect their young in the snow during the winter months. Males lose their antlers during the, so that's just crazy. So do me a favor, y'all,
Yeah.
look up this video, look up anything that has to do with Santa, Christmas. You'll find they took a lot of things for it being referenced for the pineal gland and
Yeah.
going down your spine. That's the chimney and all. Listen, just do a little bit of research. You will find some amazing things at the end of that journey. I promise you. And yeah, make sure y'all check out the video. I got the link in the description. It's also in the chats. So please do yourself a favor and do a little research before you just blindly follow these holidays. And with that being said, family, I want to appreciate everybody who stopped in, whether it's now or later, you watching this on rerun. Regardless, we appreciate you. We love y'all. And stay tuned for next week, man. And make sure y'all smashing those like buttons. Share, share,
Follow us
share.
on the various platforms. Follow us on the various platforms: TikTok,
Yes,
Facebook, YouTube, Instagram.
yes,
All is the High Vibes Tribe. Just follow us. You know,
yes.
click the like
And
button.
yes. And also we are on Spotify now. So now you can be on a trip or taking a family vacation. You can listen to us on the radio now too. So we're now on Spotify,
There we go.
and we're gonna keep bringing glad tidings
Appreciate you
to you
so much,
guys.
my brother.
Yes,
Appreciate
yes.
you. Thank you.
So without further ado, I am Speculum Ambulo. Make sure y'all look in the mirror for the change you want to see, and love your journey.
Peace.
Peace,
Ashe.
peace. Ashe.
Peace.